Hi, I'm Matt Morris,
Hello, I'm Sarah Johnson.
and we have nothing to bring.
What I thought would have been really good there if we'd unified our voice and done it like a little choir, but we've lost the
I
opportunity.
mean, that's probably about 100 episodes in. That's what they kind of, the pros would end up doing, yes. I mean, let's try it. Why not? Hi, I'm Matt Morris,
Hello, I'm Sarah Johnson. And this
and
is
we have
nothing to
nothing to
bring.
bring. Oh, you see, we haven't even worked out what the words are, have we?
Right, let's do it. So, it is the 1st of December. Oh, do you have your advent calendar with you?
I've got two. I've actually got two. So,
Okay. So
so
the
I'll
whole
keep it. I'll wait. Go on. You carry on.
the whole point of this is we just chat. So, I don't have an advent calendar, but you have two.
I have two.
What are your advent
I know that
calendars?
sounds greedy, but it was because when we sort of, this is what we sort of discussed, was that I always have an advent calendar, which is usually a sort of a Lego, it's fallen over, a sort of a Lego type calendar. So I've got Lego Star Wars.
Have you
Okay, which
opened it yet?
No, I've saved it for you.
Amazing.
And then the other one I've got, because we said we'd buy a really duff one, didn't we?
So I've bought such a duff one, it hasn't even arrived.
So I've got this, which I think is brilliant. And I bought it from one of our school's Christmas fairs only a couple of days ago. And it was £2. So that's already low bar, yeah?
It's already
And it's
good.
the Friends Accessories Advent Calendar.
That's
Now,
amazing.
I think I might be, I don't know if I'm backwards or not on this screen, but anyway, it gives it away as to what's kind of inside it on the back. But I've got a feeling.
You have to describe it because people might not be watching.
Yeah. Okay, so imagine the Friends, imagine the Friends logo on the box, and then the frame that's on the back of the door. The purple door, gold frame around the people. Okay, so that's on the front, and then you kind of open it up, and inside there's various pictures of like the cab, the sofa from Central Perk, a lobster, and obviously there are so many doors. But on the back, there's a kind of idea of the accessories that might be in it, which are terrible, which makes it brilliant, I think, which is why I thought it'd be great to bring it for this today.
So I'm going to tell you about my advent calendar. So several years ago, I bought my sister-in-law a Studio Ghibli advent calendar, which came late, which didn't have 25 doors in which to open. It was just all packaged together in one bag. And some of the things weren't even Studio Ghibli. So for the purpose of this podcast, Nothing to Bring, I thought I would reenact that by buying an advent calendar that was going to be terrible. But it's so terrible, it hasn't even arrived. I'm not convinced it's going to arrive. So what I did then is I looked at some of the reviews from eBay about this Studio Ghibli item. And firstly, what should have told me that was going to be really dodgy is the title of the Studio Ghibli advent calendar is Experience the Enchanting World of Ghibli, but world is spelt with 2 R's. So that was
I'm sold though. I am sold.
And it had like Totoro, and it had some really kind of funky things with Studio Ghibli. Some of the reviews include total garbage and deeply upset. So if it arrives, then I'm hoping to be deeply upset by it.
Given that the remit was let's buy something terrible, I feel like you're onto a winner.
I've already won.
Yeah.
It's not a competition, but I'm winning.
No, it was never a competition, but in my mind it was.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I'm always competing.
Absolutely.
So the other competition was who could get the most items sponsored. How many items did you get sponsored, Matt?
Well, I sponsored a big fat 0.
Oh.
But I did buy some of my own bits too. So
What did you buy?
I bought this really lovely ring light, which is illuminating my face
Perfectly.
beautifully.
Glowing.
Yeah, thank you.
I've got a lamp that I've stolen from my bedroom, which is illuminating my face. And for those that aren't watching, Matt has his microphone hanging down in like a really techie way, whilst mine is just sitting on my dining room table.
That's okay.
It's fine.
It's an arm that I bought from a boot fair for about £2. I seem to buy a lot of stuff for £2. That seems to be my my go-to slot
You've only got one
for
£2
cheap
coin.
crap. Yeah.
So let's open up your advent calendar. I will be jealous or envious.
Should we start with the Friends one? Because I feel that.
Yes.
Or do you want to start with the Lego one?
No, I think the Lego one's going to be decent. Let's start with the Friends one.
The Lego one usually is right.
And you have to describe it as you open it.
Oh, of course, right. So first of all, I'm going to make a bit of room here because I've got keyboards and things in front of me. So, first of all, it's a really kind of cheapy box, and I'm not quite. It's got like a ribbon to hold it together, but the ribbon has been tied and then kind of stapled, so it's like impossible to open. So what I'm going to have to do is kind of get in there and then cut it later just to get through. But I'm going to go for door number one.
And they're never like in order. I don't know why they fiddle them around. Like that's part of the trick is to find where the number one is.
You talk as if you've never seen an advent calendar before. You do realise that. They're always that way. That's
yeah,
how
why? That's what I'm saying. Why are they like that?
Probably because they're aimed at children rather than us. And, you know, it's the finding. But, you know, I feel that's part of the fun, is it not?
What children are buying a Friends calendar?
Not these
Because that
ones.
was on TV when I was at secondary school. So that was quite a few years ago.
Oh, these are classy. Now, they're also difficult to get out. So basically they are gold hoops.
Gold hoops?
Gold hoops, earrings, gold hoops, the big gold hoops. Now, I'm going to have to rip the box to get these out because
like canisters? Is that what it's meant to be?
I don't know, really.
Who has gold hoops?
Sorry about the noise on the
Are they actually earrings that you can wear?
Yeah.
Have you got your ears pierced?
So they're sort of like inches of gold hoop. I haven't got my ears pierced.
Has your wife got her ears pierced?
I'm not sure they'd really suit me, but yeah, big gold hoops. So I'm not sure. Is that? I mean, Phoebe wore quite big gold hoops, didn't she?
Maybe, but also I kind of suspect they're really cheap, and you're going to get a weird kind of reaction.
I think I'd get some sort of poisoning off them if I tried to put them in my ears. Yeah, but there you go. So the day one of the Friends calendar is gold hoops.
You know what you could do?
It doesn't smack me of Friends, though, does it? Sorry, carry on.
Just pierce your ears with them.
What, right now you want me to take off my headphones, try piercing my ears with these things? Yeah,
that's what we used to do when we were kids, when we were drunk, just like pierce bits.
Yeah, I you know, I'm a 40-something-year-old dad of two who's got to go to work tomorrow morning.
It's fine.
Oh, that's the last thing I'm going to do at sort of 9-10 o'clock at night, isn't it? Do you want me to open any more doors?
No, that is rules. You can't keep on opening loads of doors.
Yeah, of course, but we're not going to do this every day, are we? So either I open a couple now, or like in a week's time, we do this again and I show you what we got to. Oh, choices.
No, I'm thinking now, which is not particularly...
I'll tell you what I'm going to do for you, and you'll like this. I'm not going to open any more. I'm going to open and film some more, and then I'm going to share them with you each day.
And then I'll be like, that's naff. That's rubbish. That's all.
Oh, please.
And it'll make me feel a little bit extra sad that I don't have an advent calendar. Okay, open the Lego one, which better be good. And have you got Lego on your hoodie? I can't remember.
Yeah, there is Lego on my t-shirt.
Oh yeah, on the actual hoodie, on the t-shirt, on the hoodie.
Okay, right. Gonna get into this first.
This is not even a paid advert from Lego. Is it Star Wars Lego?
It's Star Wars Lego. It is. So the first thing is we're going to open the box, because the way these ones always work is they have like the whole front flaps down, so it has like almost like a land.
Because then you put the actual figurines on the land, don't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a mise en scène.
Oh, very good. Now I was going to be really kind of into it, and I'm sorry, this is making a load of noise. Me picking at tape on boxes and things.
Everyone's going to be really angry with you.
Yeah, I
was going to be like, "This is the most amazing podcast I've listened to." But Matt, when he
in weeks, and Matt with his noisy box. That wasn't neat. Forget that. So I will get into this box eventually, but I was going to be really, really organised, which isn't the theme of this podcast, by the way. I was going to be really, really organised, and I was going to look into the kind of theme for this. So what they do every year, this is taking me forever, it's because I'm trying to talk, concentrate, and do that.
It's really good. It's really good, like radio, I think, when
It's
silent
ridiculous,
and you're
yeah. Well, I'm
concentrating.
full in for audio because obviously, if you listen to this in
Should
car,
I be doing this then? Should I be talking whilst you're opening it? That's
well,
probably
I
what's
feel we're
happening.
doing it between us. If we were listening to this in the car, or someone was listening to this car, who the hell's listening to
Better
this in a
switch
car?
off, really.
Yeah. So right, okay, I've got that. So what happens is you've got the box,
Right.
and then it opens out into like a little kind of picture. Right. So we're going to look for door number 1. Now, it's really clear.
It looks very spaceshipy.
There's a heavy droid theme to it, actually. And my feeling is, now obviously you won't see this in the audio, but it looks like it's themed to something from The Rise of Skywalker, where they go and find Babu Freak. And I know that it's got Babu Freak in it because look, there he is.
Yay.
But it looks like it's themed to that. And I was going to go and tell you what that planet was, the characters they met on that planet. I'm not going to do that because that needed research, and I don't do research. So number 1, let's have a look. Door number 1. It is Babu Freak.
Well, number 1, they've just like kicked out the first one is the main event.
Well, I don't think he is the main event, though.
Oh, okay.
No.
So I don't know anything about Star Wars. I'm not a Star Wars geek. Oh, he looks very tiny.
He's tiny. I mean, that'll get lost when my 7-year-old
Or
gets hold of it
eaten by your
tomorrow.
dog.
Let's not talk about that. There's books and toys that still haven't been replaced in this house. He's cool. That's cool. That's kind of. I feel like that's sort of exclusive. This is where if we had an audience, people would kind of go, "Oh no, you got that wrong. He's in X, Y, and Z set." But we don't have an audience. So we don't
our
have to worry
audience
about
is
that.
probably just going to be me. So I'm going to say, I think that's unique to that advent calendar. That's amazing, Matt. You must be incredibly excited.
So I'm going to leave it in this little baggie because I'll let my
You'll sell it for
children
1,000
open
when
that
you're
tomorrow.
90.
Maybe. I mean, the thing is, there's people who kind of open these, and this will all be on eBay already, which is just nonsense. But
Well, you try to open it in advance, so you're like one of those people.
No, the thing about them is that if you look at the box, it actually shows you quite a lot of what's in it. And then if you look at when you buy it, if you like buying it from Smith's Toys or other toy shops are available, if you're buying it online, it shows you pictures of what's in it. And I try to avoid that because it actually shows you the whole contents. It's an advent calendar. I'm not supposed to see the whole contents, so that it should come as a surprise to me.
I've actually done some research about Advent because I realise I don't know anything about it. So I feel like I should share it with you. Do you know what Advent means?
Do you know what? I have absolutely no idea, and I'm going to leave that to you because clearly this is your bag.
I have done some research. I have paper, and I've made it look very pretty on my paper because I am a woman. So Advent means coming or arrival, and it's meant to symbolise hope, peace, joy, and love. And it's the first season of the church year. Do you like the way I'm just spilling this out? Like I have to tell you my knowledge. But it's also about sort of fasting. So I do feel like Advent calendars with lots and lots of chocolate perhaps aren't quite the Christian kind of perspective on fasting. It feels like the opposite.
I don't think when they were making it up, they thought, do you know what? In a few thousand years from now, a couple of thousand years from now, wouldn't it be great if people just ate chocolate?
No. What they should be doing is on the first Sunday, thinking about the prophets. On the second Sunday, the patriarchs, i.e. people like Abraham, Moses, I believe. I may have got that wrong. All the churchgoers can shout at me, but please kind of recognise I'm Jewish. So this is, although that's my bit of the Bible. And then third Sunday, John, and then Mary. There we are.
I'll tell you who's thinking about the prophets during Advent. Lego. They're thinking about the prophets during Advent, aren't they?
Why?
Just a different type of prophet.
Oh, like the I don't know Star Wars at all.
That joke missed you completely, didn't it? I appreciate.
I don't know Star Wars.
Prophets, money, profits.
Oh, okay. This is helpful, I think, because anyone listening to me, anyone who knows me, knows that I do not get word jokes at all. It
And
completely bypasses me.
anybody who knows me knows I'm not going to take anything seriously.
Okay.
So
I thought I was quite good with my.
no, it was. I appreciate that, and that's that's a learning day for me. I just can't take anything seriously because, as you can see, I have a Lego Star Wars advent calendar, and I am a complete child. So, hence why we are doing a podcast about the geekiest things in our lives, and then hopefully other people's lives too.
So what I had years ago, and there's loads of fossils behind me, is a fossil advent calendar. That was very cool.
Ooh.
But then it's not like you're going to get a really expensive fossil, is it? You're going to get your kind of really small, broken ammonites and trilobites that are kind of 2 a penny on a Kent beach. So you're not going to get your few £1,000 fossils or anything like that. So maybe that's an example of me fasting, is me having a fossil advent calendar that not quite getting what I want.
So did you had a fossil advent calendar?
Yeah, quite a few years ago, I think, before I had 1,000 babies.
Okay.
I think. But this year
Do you
I've
not
got
still have it?
Well, no, I opened it, so the fossils are on the.
Okay. So you have those fossils still? That was my point.
Yeah, but yeah, of course I've kept them. I've not eaten them. It's not chocolate.
But one would hope not. I mean, it hurt your teeth, wouldn't it? Is it because
Unless you just swallow it without chewing.
Well, the Lego thing, the Lego advent calendar, I've been doing that for years. So this is probably my 10th Lego advent calendar, and I always post every day. I post what I open onto social media. Apart from a couple of years where it just got too much, and I just couldn't be bothered.
On MySpace.
MySpace, yeah, Bebo. Still love a Bebo account.
I've never had a Bebo account.
Did you never
You're
rock
older
a
than me?
Bebo?
No, I never had Bebo.
Yes, slightly, but let's not throw low punches on the first episode. But yeah. So MySpace and Bebo was like it was supposed to be cooler, but wasn't, because you couldn't change all the MySpace. You could do what you wanted.
You could put music on there. So loads of my musician friends would put music on there. Yeah, you'd check. Mine was pink and things like that. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it was great. People, people's so garish. It was unbelievable, but just so much fun. Anyway, so the Lego advent calendar I've done for probably 10 years or so, but it got a bit boring, and there's.
So what we've done is then shared it with other people and filmed us opening it, which I like.
Yeah, because it's boring. But there were a couple of advent calendars in the middle where I moved away from Lego, and so there are 2 really good sets which you could still get now, because Playmobil do some great advent calendars.
Yes.
But the best Playmobil advent calendars are not tied to any. In fact, the Lego one, they're not tied to a year really. But if you were to try to get some of the older Lego Star Wars advent calendars, for example, they'd cost you like 70, 80 quid on Amazon and eBay. But the Playmobil ones, you still get relatively cheap, and there are 2 great sets. And there's the Back to the Future Part 1, and then Back to the Future Part 3. So what happened Back to the Future Part 2?
Yeah.
Well, that was released as a different Playmobil set, kind of in the middle.
Okay, separate from Christmas.
Separate from Christmas. But what they did, you can buy a Playmobil DeLorean from Back to the Future, which we have. And
I think we have that as well. I think I've got that too.
They were quite popular for a time.
Yeah.
And then if you get set 1, you get the courthouse, and then you get all the bits and pieces around the courthouse and some of the characters. And the finale is a zip line and Doc coming off the top of the courthouse at the end of the film. That is a bit of the set. It's amazing.
Brilliant. If no one watched it, you've now spoilt it for everybody, by the way.
What? If nobody's watched, but if people have not watched Back to the Future.
How many years ago was it?
80s, mid-80s, isn't it? But if you've not watched Back to the Future.
So sort of like 30 years plus.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you doing with your life? That's what I'm going to say to you.
This is going to. I'm going to sound like such a fool saying this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I was watching. Was it Spartacus?
Yep.
With my ex-husband. So this was a few years ago, and he said something about what happened to Spartacus, and I was like, I can't believe you told me that. And he's like, how can you not know what happens to Spartacus? And I was like, I just didn't know.
I mean, some stuff is fairly well established. It's like I could ruin for you if you like, if you've never watched Star Wars, the key point in Empire Strikes Back.
I watched it in my 30s, so it wasn't something that was part of my childhood at all.
Okay,
I have watched it now.
I mean, there are certain things that are a given in film. And basically, if you've just not watched them and they've been that long, it's like I'm not going to ruin for you what happened in a film that came out 2 months ago, right? But if you've not watched Back to the Future in like 30 odd years, then
I love
what
Back
are you
to the
doing?
Future. What is?
Go on. I feel like I'm going to be quizzed here.
Yeah, no, you're going to be quizzed. Just thinking about series. What film do you think that the second film is better than the first film in the kind of sequel thingamajig?
Oh, that's because the answer you're supposed to give is The Godfather Part 2. The actual answer is The Empire Strikes Back.
Is it not Toy Story 2?
No.
Also, X-Men 2. I think it's better than the first X-Men.
I think you'll find that's X2.
I'm sorry.
That's me just being pedantic. Do you know what? I can't. Some of those superhero movies, as much as I enjoyed watching them, are a bit throwaway for me.
They are. They have been smashing them out over a few years. So I remember when was it Josh Whedon? Have I made that up? He did a whole kind of thing about these are the films that are coming out, and Ant-Man staged them. And it had a whole kind of forward plan about what it would look like in terms of release and so on. I was so excited, really, really excited. And then they started sort of throwing them out to a penny. So, and then also I think it was that they started being on the series, although I quite like Wonder and things like that. And you were just like, it is all right to calm down and give it time to wait. It's fine. I can wait for a comic hero film for a moment or two. It's fine.
There's a massive saturation, isn't there? So you end up with, what you've got there, the hype of what's to come is more exciting than when it actually gets there.
Although I really liked Ant-Man. And I think that's because my oldest daughter used to dress up as the Wasp. She liked the slightly quirky kind of superhero characters, so that was quite fun.
If you take like Marvel Cinematic Universe, in what's now retrospectively called the Infinity Saga, so that's basically right the way through from the introduction of those characters through to Avengers Endgame, basically. There's not a dud movie in there. There's a couple where you go, oh, they're not as good as the others. So, for example, the one that's probably everybody thinks is the less good of them all is Thor: Dark World. But actually, even then, that's an all right film.
I don't remember it that well, so obviously
no, and some of them aren't that memorable. But there's not really a dud in there. Whereas then, as soon as you get past Endgame, and you kind of have that climactic finish, which to be honest, once you've sat through like a 45-minute battle, that's it. I think you've had as much Marvel Cinematic Universe as you need for a few years, and then after that, there's just a series of duds. What's the first one after that that's really is Eternals, isn't it? And then you just get a series of them.
I wasn't a fan of Eternals at all, actually.
Find me someone who is.
Oh, well, that maybe that is the one person that watches this eventually that isn't us. Do you like Eternals? And see if we
get fan mail from one person who liked Eternals, that is a win. That is a win.
Yeah, we've sorted it. We've achieved it. Yeah, we'll have somebody.
Yeah.
You can write the fan mail to Matt. I can't imagine I'd read it, to be honest. I don't think I'd be interested. We should segue into education, shouldn't we? Because I feel that's important. We haven't. So essentially, this podcast, Matt and I talk fairly often. Matt chooses, or used to choose, the Transformer toys for my husband, who really likes Transformers. I think that's why, Matt, we became friends.
Probably, yes. I became your enabler.
You became my husband's enabler to buy Transformer toys.
That's right.
Which was good because, and we've been to Transformer conventions together. I've listened about Transformers. I've watched Transformers been opened by yourself, my husband, and on YouTube, like the unboxing videos that children like. Apparently, grown adults like them as well. So I think that's how we became friends. And then my husband would choose your presence to thank you for your kind of volunteering work for PRUSAP, the national organisation that represents pupil referral units and AP. And then we'll talk quite regularly. And then at some point we talk about education and the state of education, and we moan about things.
Absolutely.
I think is probably it. So I'm trying to think. So what have we had recently in the news? And also to add, we've done a lot of research for this podcast. We know that we aren't going to be as clever and great as It's Your Time You're Wasting with David Didow and Martin Robinson. We know that. We've got nothing to bring.
No. Look, I have absolute admiration for people who are absolute experts in their field. I am not that person. Hence where nothing to bring comes from. I can't even talk, I'll talk about geeky stuff all the time. I can't even talk with that much kind of clarity and conviction about it. So that's it. It's not the anti-expert podcast at all. We love our experts. We're just not them.
It's someone else. So
eventually, me, not you.
We'll have someone that actually knows about Lego, maybe an adult fan of Lego, will come in and talk about it. And I've got on my hoodie, I don't know if you can see it. Oh God! So I've got my D&D dice. I'm really rubbish at D&D. Like, I'm really terrible. I just enjoy it, playing Dungeons and Dragons. And
I was with an MP the other day who announced themselves as an AFOL, by the way.
Oh, who's that?
Should I say?
Was it a female AFOL?
Yes.
That's unusual.
So our local MP who came into our schools because it was Parliament Week.
There we are. We segued into education.
Yeah, absolutely. Parliament Week. Did a load of sort of stints in schools, came in and talked to pupils. So they were an AFL. So and spoke to the children about that kind of spoke to them about the mindfulness and the relaxation and everything of it. Sorry, I've interrupted your Dungeons and Dragons bit there, but
no, that's fine. I was just saying
this is going to happen a lot. We are going to interrupt each other just to talk about the crap we want to talk about, aren't we?
I can't believe you just swore on a podcast.
Crap.
Yeah, my daughter will be listening to
You and I have both said crap 4 or 5 times during this, so...
No, I haven't.
You have.
Well, we'll find out when we re-listen to it.
When we play it back.
When we play it back.
Crap.
I don't think I have. Okay, well...
Yeah, you did. We were talking about crap advent calendars, and you said, I've ordered a crap advent calendar.
Oh, did I? Oh, that's really poor language. I apologise for any children who have nothing to do with their lives and are listening to us talk nonsense.
Who? What parents are putting their children? Well, maybe to put them to sleep. Who knows?
So my
whole families are listening to this right now, going to sleep, aren't they?
So my oldest who is 16, she's talking to her friend, and they were really excited about the fact that I'm doing a podcast, and they're going to listen to it. They're like, "Where are you going to put it on Spotify?" So I said, yes. Well, I'm not going to do anything. Matt's going to do it. And so on. But, D&D, education.
D&D.
I've been arranging a PRUSAP webinar on generative AI and LLM. Can't remember what it stands for. Large language models. This is what I mean about nothing to bring. I think that's what it stands for. Apologies if it's not. I've been organising the PRUSAP webinar, and I spoke to a fella today, and he supports children that are out of school for various different reasons, and one of the ways that he does it is through Dungeons and Dragons, and I used to also kind of, my route was Magic the Gathering, which is a kind of geeky card game, and I quite like that, those little moments of what people are interested in and valuing what people are interested in and using that within lessons. And I think you can't do that in bigger education settings, because if you've got 30 children in the class and you've got to be delivering a curriculum, you can't then just step out and go, I'm going to talk about Magic the Gathering now, or I'm going to do Dungeons and Dragons, or actually, I recognise that you love Lego. Let's just stop our lesson and let's just build some Lego flowers together. But I like that kind of individuality and personality of it. Do you like the way I've brought it back to education?
You do, because it's made me remember something, actually. And I'm trying to remember the chap's name. Tim Rylands. I think years ago, Tim Rylands, really great educator. And he used the game Myst Do you remember Myst?
I don't remember Mist.
MIST. It was a PC game, and it was it was a bit kind of point and clicky where it was very, very graphic. It was very beautiful. And you were sort of pointing, well, I'm going to go off in that direction.
What
And
console?
it was PC based.
Okay.
And he used Myst as a sort of facilitator for English language writing. So he would get young people to think about the kind of the visuals, because it was and can't do it justice in terms of saying it was a visually beautiful game. It was lots of scenery, it was lots of horizons and tableaus, and so it was a really kind of beautifully drawn game. And to be honest, the object of the game was almost immaterial. It was you just exploring this vista, but he used that as the backdrop to writing. And I think I saw him 2 or 3 times actually talk about it and show what he did in the classrooms, and it was fascinating. So that linked, you just made me think there about, because it's a
What's
very
the name of
similar
the film?
idea. Tim Rylands.
Tim Ryland. I'll write that down.
Now, I'm going to say this, and I'll probably get this wrong. I think he passed away a few years back, but he.
If you haven't, we're really sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure he did, but so yeah, Tim Rylands, he was a great educator. But this was back when I was in the earliest stages of my career, so we're talking over 20 years ago, 23 years ago probably. And obviously Myst as a PC game is well into its age now. It's but it's one of those games that regularly comes around a lot with kind of.
Have we been in education the same amount of time then?
I think I'm into my 23rd year.
Yeah, I'm 23rd year as well as a teacher. So before that, I was a learning support assistant.
Well, before that, I was the steward in a working men's club.
What does that involve?
You're the steward. You're effectively the bar manager. You run the working men's club. So yeah, I mean, not glamorous lifestyle.
What is that?
Working men's club. It's a bit like a secret society that isn't very secret.
Okay. What, so you just go in there and you get cheap alcohol? Is that the kind of concept?
Yeah, it's effectively a kind of a cooperative approach to getting cheap booze, but you also you're paying to be part of a group where it's a certain group of people. So sometimes they are linked to certain. I'm trying to think. Sometimes they might be linked to sort of a veterans association. Sometimes they might be linked to a certain kind of workplace. Some of them are just very independent of that. And, years ago, you'd have loads of them in any town. There's still a thing, but I'm just not sure they're as big a thing anymore.
I think there's a place in Rochester near where I live, but I thought it was like conservative club actually, rather than working men. I mean, I'm sure conservatives can work as well. I'm sure that's allowed.
So again, so those sort of members. So you do have those. So you have where I'm from. There wasn't a conservative club, which was basically the same sort of thing. It was like a working men's club, and it was a membership organisation. The problem. So if we go back 20 years, it was 20 years ago that in the sort of clubs that there was. If you think about affiliation, many of these organisations had an affiliation body, which was called the CIU, which is the Clubs and Institutes Union. But the rules meant that women couldn't be members. So you could be the wife of a member and can have associate membership. Or the
mistress.
Well, yeah, indeed. And I don't think there was any rules on how many
wives you could have.
You could have a working men's club, but yeah, you basically, and it was only like 20 years ago they were changing the rules. I'm not even sure the rules got changed 20 years ago. Maybe it was a bit late, but they were thinking about changing the rules so that women could be members in their own right. Again, it's a really archaic idea, isn't it? But it's not that long ago. When you think about it,
it's quite. So, not that this is a platform for talking about my books, but why not? Why not? What I also quite like about this background as well is quite often when you have people that are talking about education, they have all their books behind them. And with one of my biopics, I just have all the Star Trek ships and my fossils rather than my books. I think it's my fifth book that I should, and hopefully my publishers aren't listening to this because I was meant to submit it today, but I'm waiting for one more contribution, I think. Um, and there's about misogyny in the classroom and how you kind of tackle it, which is one of the extracts, which is quite interesting about the kind of the use of language and how you know, we don't use those sorts of words here. That's not kind, and kind of those scripting kind of conversations. Like, we do allow women in this working man's club because we are kind like this. But I mean, that's the bit, isn't it? That actually what happens in the classroom is is what's happening in wider society. And it's difficult to just tackle things from a classroom perspective. When actually people might be engaging in those kind of misogynistic attitudes within their home environments or within communities and cultures, and apparently working men's clubs where we're not even allowed to drink. I don't even want to drink in your stupid working man's club,
Oh,
actually.
you were allowed to drink. They wanted you to spend money.
Okay.
They just didn't want you to be
Be a member, be in
a
control.
member in your own right. Yeah, because you lose, well, voting rights, isn't it?
You know what,
really?
as well, I bet the floor's sticky. Was the floor sticky?
Oh,
Disgusting.
the stickiest. Yeah. And I was, I was the steward. I was the manager. I was basically in charge of making sure that place was clean. You
Oh,
couldn't get some of those places clean.
it's disgusting. And you could only hope that it's just alcohol and chewing gum.
Yeah, I could tell you some, I could tell you some more disgusting stories, but that's,
But my 16-year-old daughter's going to be listening to this, so
yes, this is a family show. I don't mean anything kind of rude, but just dirtiness and people being dirty. Lots of I'll put it this way, lots of old people who could no longer get to the toilet in the way that they, so yeah, not the cleanest of places.
I remember going to a metal club in it was Basildon or Billericay, can't remember which one. Sorry, Basildon and Billericay. Called the Pink Toothbrush. And the last time I went there was when I saw a man urinate on the dance floor, and I just thought, this is not very nice. It's really quite unpleasant. I think that was probably the last time I went to a club. Actually, I think that put me off.
Yeah, it's not. I can tell the funniest thing I've said. I thought about this the other day actually, because it was late one evening. I was in London. I'd just finished. Been out that evening with a friend. Sort of, he went off his way to go to the Tube. I was staying in a hotel because I think I must have been at a Pruzap event or some sort of event in London, and I stayed the night in a hotel. So I'd gone to the McDonald's down the road from the hotel, and this is about 1 o'clock in the morning. And the reason the memory was triggered the other day was because I went to a McDonald's where I went downstairs. And downstairs in this McDonald's in London was the toilet. So I'd gone into McDonald's, I'd gone downstairs, and I saw the funniest thing ever, which was a lad who, clearly sort of student, maybe sort of 18, 19 years of age, but he was dressed full on suit. So it was like he'd been to a really nice kind of university event or something like that, like a ball. And he had a can, like a tall can of beer in his hand, and he went to use the urinal, and he was like, couldn't work out where to put the can down. So he put it in his pocket, but he put it in his pocket upside down. So as he was going to the toilet, there was just beer running down his body onto the floor. So there was a pool of beer underneath. So it looked like he was weeing on the floor, but actually he was just absolutely plastered in beer. And I just stood by thinking, that's hilarious. Because, why not? It's funny. It happened. It's silly. It happens to anybody when you're a little bit tipsy. But
I'm still weirded out that you were out 1 o'clock in the morning from a Pruzap event.
I can't remember what it was. Well, it wasn't out from a Pruzap event at 1 o'clock in the morning. It was an event it might not have been Pruzap. It might have been one of the TBAP events, actually. The last time they did the big teaching school event in central London.
Is that with Paul Dix?
Yeah, Paul Dix spoke. Yeah. And after that, I met up with. I think what happened was we had a Pruzap meeting the next day. So whatever had happened is I'd either gone to that or I'd gone down to London, met my friend. Either way, I'd met my friend of many years. best man at my wedding. In fact, we see each other kind of. He's one of those people who you don't see for about 5 years, and then when it's like you saw each other yesterday. That kind of relationship.
And then go
So
and laugh at people looking like they wet themselves in McDonald's.
absolutely. I mean, that's people watching's the best, isn't it? So we yeah, that was just it. I just met him after that event, sort of went out for a drink, and then I think stayed in a hotel and came to the present meeting the next day. I go out.
I like that. I go out.
It's not
I
often.
go out. I
It's
went
not
out
regular.
I went out the other night for the Matt Summit for Optimus Education, and I had half of my dessert, and then I just said I'm going to bed now, and I showed everyone pictures of my children, and I said, "This is why I'm going to bed." And it must have been like 9:15. I don't go out. I like my sleep.
You go out a lot more than I do because you're at a lot of fancy events in nice
It's because I
dresses.
like to wear nice dresses.
Exactly. So, and I don't. I'd wear nice dresses if I could get into them.
I just invite myself,
Well, you do
not to
blag
the
a lot of
dresses.
stuff.
Huh?
You do blag a lot of stuff.
Well, I ask. I say, "Can I come?"
I'm Sarah Johnson.
I don't go, "I'm
Can I-
Sarah Johnson." No one says, "I'm Sarah Johnson."
No, you say, "Don't you know who I am?" I'm Sarah
I've
Johnson.
never said, "Do you know who I am?" Although I'd quite like to say that now. No, I just say, "Oh, I wonder if I could come." And then I sort of just go, "Please." I don't go out very much. And then they say yes. So a few years ago, I was invited to a NASON event, like the awards event. It's really lush. It's really beautiful, and it's a really joyous evening as well. And they invited me one year when I think one of my books was up for a an award. I didn't win. I don't win anything. But the following year, they didn't invite me. So I sent a message going, "I don't know if I'm able to come. I'm happy to pay for a ticket." And they said, "Oh no, we missed you off the list." And I thought, well, that's very kind of you to pretend. Anyway, I rocked up anyway because apparently I've got no shame. Yeah, so I just invite myself. So Matt, just invite yourself. Just go, "Hi, can I come?" And then just smile. And hopefully
I
they'll
need to
let
do
you.
that a bit more, I think. I mean, I did let myself into the speakers lounge of the Schools and Academies show the other
You
day.
did. You snuck in.
And
I was allowed to be there.
you were allowed to be there. I just walked in and made myself a cup of tea and was told, "No, you're allowed. No, we don't mind you being here. You're a friend of the show."
Alex was very nice, wasn't he? I
He
would have
was.
kicked him out.
Alex is a great guy, and yeah.
We're just
So I've
saying
enjoyed
that
working with
because
Alex.
we want Alex to be our best friend and invite us to the London show. So
Absolutely.
shout out to you, Alex. Yeah, that'd be good. Are you going to bet this year?
Yeah, I booked my bet ticket the other day,
Okay,
a couple of
fabulous.
days ago.
Brilliant. So we can go to bet. That will be good.
Yeah, just need to synchronise diaries. I think we should probably
think I'm going
do
to
some
both
live
days.
stuff there. We should take some kit and just interview people while we're there. Why not?
I mean, we can do. Are we allowed to do that?
Yeah,
I'm
I've seen some people who run dodgy education podcasts recording people there on their phones. I've got professional kit. We'll even look the part. We don't even have to look dodgy.
your hoodie is really like. Is this? Have you not washed your hoodie yet? Because I have, and you can see that it's got like a grey colour rather than like a deep black
No.
colour.
I mean, this is only the second time I put it on. The first time I put it on was only so I didn't have to carry it when you gave it to me, so that I
I've
could
been
just wear it to
obsessively
the.
wearing it because it's a really comfortable hoodie.
Oh, it is comfortable, and I thank you for this. So
I know this wasn't sponsored, by the way. I paid for this hoodie by myself.
No. And what obviously you can't see if you're listening in the car is that we are both wearing hoodies with our faces on.
So it's got the banner, "Nothing to Bring" at the bottom. My one's got my face. It's got a cat. It's got a Star Trek symbol. It's got what's that called?
A dice?
No, a spike. Stake.
Oh, sorry. A
Buffy
stake. Yeah, sorry. I was looking at the
Yeah,
the 20-sided die.
D20 dice. It's got feathers because I'm really obsessed with feathers, and an ammonite because I'm obsessed with fossils.
Do you want me to do the tour of my chest?
I would like. I would love a tour of your chest, Matt.
No, I'm backwards, aren't I? Am I backwards to you?
Well, I don't want to cast
I
aspersions.
mean, I mean in terms of what it says. So, because I think the way
No,
we've done
it's the
this
right way. It's the right way.
oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, that means weirdly then we're probably not facing each other in this
Maybe
video.
not. I don't want to look at you anyway,
there you
so
go.
fine.
So this video is going to look a bit strange, but so I've got Transformers here, lightsaber, Star Wars. We talked about Star Wars. I've also got a stake because big fan of
Both like
Buffy,
Buffy. Yeah.
and that's there's lots of stuff there in terms of that sort of fantasy stuff. I'm really in fantasy and sci-fi. There's another sort of mini lightsaber here, Lego on the shirt, and then we've got these which aren't as might not be as obvious. So we've got a heart, which is for Eurovision because I am a bit of a Eurovision nerd.
Yeah, which is something completely opposite to me. I've never watched Eurovision. Ever. I don't like the fact that Eurovision isn't European. It makes me really angry.
This is the thing. That's part of the appeal of it. The thing about Eurovision is it's not about.
Well, it's quite World Vision.
It's not a legitimate song contest.
No, it's not.
You do
legitimate.
understand it is not a real song contest. It's nonsense, and that is why I like it. If you think of the worst things that are really great because they're so bad, Eurovision is up there, and that's why. The final thing that's on here, which is this, which is actually a wrestling belt, like a championship belt, because I have been into wrestling since I was about 8 or 9 years of age. And I'll explore the how and the why of that another time, I think. I did think what would be a good thing to do here, actually, is for me to... So there's just been, on Saturday, was what's now called a PLE, a premium live event.
Okay.
Because the previous... Yeah, you'd have to pay to watch it. It depends. If you've got Netflix, all of WWE is now on Netflix anyway. Okay. But in the past, they were called pay-per-views. In the past, they've changed it to premium live event because they're not pay-per-view because they're now on Netflix and stuff. So it's just a change in. It's a bit nonsensey, but again, there are lots of people who make these sorts of things where they kind of watch along and they scream and they yell and they respond, and they're basically puff pieces for the product when actually it can be terrible. And I feel like I may have to do a few of these where I'm just ranting about those.
So just ranting about something in education?
Well, I meant about wrestling, actually, but then we can rant about education as well, because that's...
I mean, we can rant about anything, really.
Just give me 20 minutes and wind me up and let me go, basically.
I was going to say, I don't think I get angry about things. I get angry about loads of things. I don't know why I'm lying. I get really furious about different things. Like, over... You just said in one sentence there, I don't get angry about things. I get really angry about things. Your brain switched on in the middle of the sentence. Because I was thinking, and I won't say the name of the company because that's not fair. They haven't sponsored me. But that's not why I'm angry. That once it's a management information system, and they let Prusac down at the last minute for a stall, and it really annoyed me because we're just volunteers, and I was like, how dare you? But we give our time for free and all those sorts of things. But it meant we couldn't fill the stall, and it must have been like 4 years ago. I'm still furious, and they probably don't even know I'm furious, and they certainly don't care. But I'm still really angry about it, as I said, for no discernible reason. And I won't mention who it is or who it's not.
Can I see who it might rhyme with?
No, you can't do that. What? You can't do that because whilst I'm not influential or influence anybody, that's not fair.
So I think what we do need is we need somebody who is geeky about management information systems.
Okay.
They will be out there.
Oh, I mean, I know loads of people that are geeky about management information systems.
There we are. I mean, that could be sleep-inducing.
Yeah, I mean, this could be a really good podcast, couldn't it, for people that are incredibly tired? But for whatever reason, they're really stressed about going to work the next day. So, when maybe your 6 weeks holidays or after Christmas, you're really worried about things or your emails and you just can't get to sleep. Actually, me and Matt are here for you.
We are for this service for free.
If you want an Irish Sheppy accent and an Essex accent talking in your ear, absolute nonsense.
This isn't an Irish Sheppy accent.
What accent is it?
this is the accent that I put on from an early age, so I didn't sound like I came from Isle of Sheppey.
This is actually my posh accent.
Oh, I know. Yes, I know. I know how we can both slip into. We should probably one day do an episode of this in our proper voices.
The thing is, I think I've spent so long trying not to sound like I come from Romford. In all seriousness, I've had some really unkind comments from a work perspective. So I remember a not so kind boss. She was. I've got a cat that wants to come into this room. By the way, you might hear it meow. I had a boss that once said to me, "How do you expect to convince head teachers about whatever it was with an accent like that? Like, who do you think you're talking to?" And it was just, and you know, Matt, some of the people who are listening might know I'm sort of one of the first people in my family to finish school successfully, blah, 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 all those sorts of things. I'm not the cleverest person in the world, most intellectual. I'm curious about things, but I often forget the answers really easily and quickly. But I do think that I'm fairly credible, but also to assume that I'm not credible just because I happen to come from an area in the country feels somewhat dismissive.
And this is where I think we have quite a lot in common, because I'm also from an area of the country where you could be completely dismissive. I'm the first person in my family to have gone to university, and then for a long time after, nobody did, and now people in my family have started to go to college and to uni, and I'm very proud of that. But and I went into a profession, and I've done this for, as we said, over 20 years. And when I go back and I see family, they're all like, "Oh yeah, we're really proud of you because you've done that and you've kind of escaped this place."
Escaped
Yeah, absolutely.
off the bridge.
Yeah, but for the benefit of that, there, when you refer to the bridge, that is the Isle of Sheppey, which is where I'm from, home to many a EastEnders actors caravan, by the way. So it's popular.
And scorpions.
And scorpions?
Yeah, you've got the little scorpions that live on the wall, and if you take a UV light, you can see them on the walls. Do you not know that?
I do not know this.
Okay, we need to take your boys there.
I'd have stayed.
If there was wild scorpions.
That wouldn't have kept me.
No, this is Mortal Kombat.
We need to talk. This is another episode. We need to talk about.
You don't know that. Okay, we'll go to the Isle of Sheppey. We will take our roving gear and we will find scorpions.
Okay, let's do that.
I'm really worried that I've just made up this story now and it's not true.
Do you know what? If you have, it's brilliant. And that's what this podcast is about.
More made up random stories about tigers and squirrels.
We should just make some stuff up and slip it in and then just see if anybody notices.
Well, that assumes that people have listened to, let's say we're 40 minutes in, that they've carried on listening and they haven't gone to sleep.
Oh, no. If basically there's some people, even friends of ours, have kind of gone, "Do you know what? Let's give them a chance because we like them," and gave up 20 minutes ago. So
yeah, even though our mum's like, "Yeah, we're really proud that you went to university, but we don't have to listen to your stupid, ridiculous podcast."
Let's be realists. Yeah, let's be realists. No, there's good people I know who will never even listen to this.
I'm going to test them.
Who are you going to test?
I'm going to test anyone.
You're going to test people. You say, "Have you listened to our podcast?" And then
I'll say, "What did they say?" 10 minutes in.
Yeah.
And if what animal did I mention that comes from the Isle of Sheppey? And because it's a lie, potentially, then they're going to have listened to it to know what my lie was.
I feel you're thinking about this way too much.
Yeah.
I thought, let's just get on here and do some daft stuff.
Well, I took notes. I know
you posted.
I messaged my friend.
You sent me a photo of half a script. In fact,
well, it wasn't half a script.
Well, it was your research notes, certainly.
I've sent my research notes because I thought it was important. I also wrote Tim Rylands down as well, so I feel like I've got more
worth looking up, because I think his work, in the same way. And I think you posted a picture about the sort of the Dungeons and Dragons Send thing that you saw the other day.
Oh yeah, so I went to Dragon Meet on Saturday, which is essentially kind of board games, Dungeons and Dragons, role playing, RPG type stuff. And there was 2 stalls there. which were about research around emotional well-being and playing Dungeons and Dragons, but then also games that were catered for specifically that kind of children's special interests, being autistic and so on. But I also went with, I met with a couple of friends that I play D&D with who are, so Carl, who is a maths teacher and does a lot of D&D. I've probably really bastardized what he does there. I'm sorry, Carl. But also DC Bradshaw, Dave Bradshaw, who writes games as well. He's written one called Little but Fierce, and it's targeted for children. So, for example, your characters don't die; they're merely stunned. And presumably you can't axe people to death and things like that. So his game is worth looking at. But yeah, there were stalls about emotional well-being, and I do think there's something there about gaming and emotional well-being. So I know when I went to Uganda, I went to an orphanage, and it was very difficult for lots of different reasons because the children were my age, and they're sort of 2 to 3 years old, and I cuddled a little baby that was a week old that had been thrown in the stream to be killed. Luckily, the baby survived. And I said, I'm going to an orphanage today, to play D&D. Will take my mind off it. But then none of them showed up, apart from DC Bradshaw. So we weren't Quora anyway to play a game. But that kind of just taking yourself out there and having not reality, I think, can be incredibly important as well. So I do try and make sure I do something for me rather than just the kind of very difficult side of education as well. I made that very dark, didn't I?
Poignant,
I
think is the word. Yeah.
I do like children. I think they are sweetie. Apart from my own, they're a pain. Especially if O's listening. I hope she appreciates that. Keep that in.
I think she'll like that you mention her regularly. Yeah, she'll not necessarily kind of as a bingo card, ticking it off every time, but
Oh no, I've got my bingo. No,
the sentiment will be there, won't it?
Yeah.
The sentiment. What's a sentiment? The sentiment. Sorry, I think I slipped into some sheppy there, and I got my teeth.
What they just used the wrong words, malapropisms,
Absolutely.
or make up words. I don't think it's even a malapropism. I think it's just a random word.
Well, look. If I was to say to you, I'm going down the town, right?
Going down the town? Going down the town?
Well, sorry. Let's not bastardize every accent in the process of this podcast, shall we? If I was to say I was going to the town, going out to the town, right?
Going to town?
Going to town, going out.
To town?
The reason I'm saying going, because what you would say in Sheppey is Gandan Tan.
Gandan Town?
Gandan Tan. So it's going down the town, but it's Gandan Tan.
Yeah, but no one, even so, if someone using standard English doesn't say I'm going down to the town.
No, but you would say Gandan Tan.
Gandan Town.
Yeah. And obviously you're translating that as going out on the town, I guess.
I was in to drink alcohol.
Yeah.
On the left.
I guess that's the best way of translating it. But you literally, it's Gandan Tan. And that's a Sheppey accent, which is very much a sort of a kind of an East London-y sort of
it's not far
accent.
from the East End. Yeah, it's not far from the East End accent, which is probably what my accent is more, is East End rather than necessarily Romford. Although it's I think mine's more East End than Essex, to be honest. So, because my family are from the East End of London, proper.
So we've been going for nearly an hour.
Yeah, and I reckon there's about 2 minutes of conversation around education.
Absolutely. There's probably, I'd say we've been going for an hour. There's a 2-minute podcast in this so far.
And you're going to edit it. So should we stop recording? How do we do that? Oh, you're in control.
Well, we need an outro. We need an outro.
Oh, we need an outro.
Which is the same as the intro, basically. Should we try
I feel
and
like
harmonise
we should do a little song like Informa, so damn it's snowing your blade. But don't keep that.
Let's get some AI song made.
An AI song?
You like all that sort of stuff.
AI?
You make yourself an AI song.
No, I'm not going to make myself an AI song.
There's a current education podcast where it sounds like they've made an AI song.
Who?
I'm not naming names. I'm not naming and shaming on this. I don't want to alienate people on week 1 or episode 1. Give it at least three weeks.
3 weeks, and then we'll just
Or
just,
months. We haven't even
you know
decided how
what?
long we're going to do this.
In 6 weeks' time, we'll start like slating off David Didow, Martin Robinson, and It's Your Time You're Wasting. The Sendcast as well. That's Dale Pickles. We'll slate him. We'll let him know. Who else?
I won't be.
Okay, well, I will, because people were really nice to me.
Yeah, you can get away with a lot. You can, one, get away with a lot. Two, you know these people, so you're having banter with them. Really, I'm just that bloke, you know, who you'll end up getting into trouble.
I like that. That sounds like
Thanks.
fun. Well, also because I'm self-employed, so I kind of, you know, what they're gonna tell my mum that I've misbehaved on a podcast, and then I get fired. Oh, you know what? If I had a son, I was going to call him Ulysses. Ulysses.
That's quite cool.
Yeah, of
Because
course it is.
I'm not going to say it, but you've got some very cool names for your children.
Yeah, of course I have.
Anyway,
Yeah, because
so
my name's. I don't like my name, do I? So,
no,
and I
no,
don't
but
call myself this in with my friends. I don't call myself this. So it's odd when my work colleagues have become my friends because they call me Sarah still rather than my name, which is Tsunami. In my head, my name is Tsunami. So I don't like.
Yeah, but I call you Sarah as well.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying because I've met you through a work context. So you're used to my
Yeah.
name as Sarah. I find that odd.
I mean, we can change it on the bottom of your screen if you want.
Nah, that's all right. This is like the middle ground, isn't it? Work and not work.
I suppose. Yeah. Okay. So right,
So,
well, this is what we're going to.
okay.
do it.
Thank you for joining us for Nothing to Bring.
I'm not sure what that. I mean, we're not some sort of late night caller. You know.
If you would like your love song played.
Oh dear. I feel like the outro is probably the same as the intro though. But should we try and actually harmonise?
Okay, what was it again? What was it again?
So I'm going to say my name, you're going to say your name, and then we're both going to say, and we have nothing to bring.
And we have nothing to bring. Okay.
Yeah,
Am I
should we do it?
starting or are you starting?
No, on the way out, you could go first then, because I went first on the way in.
So that was Sarah Johnson.
And I'm Matt Morris.
And we have nothing to bring.